It's Dr. Peter Munns, National Peace Commission. I'd just like to thank you for the invitation to the live stream. And I think it's extremely important that we give some background to how the SADC National Peace Commission actually started. And my background is electrical and mechanical engineering with a military history and a doctorate in theology in 2008. I was a concerned social entrepreneur with an anguish and righteous indignation and justifiable anger at the deception and the betrayal by politicians, globalists, and the silence of the church, the business chambers, and traditional and also religious leaders to this evil that we are seeing in 2024. The past 30 years have been spent in meticulous research, careful planning, and patient preparation, waiting for the perfect time to both expose and oppose this evil. And that perfect timing was at the State of the Nation address on the 8th of February 2024. So it's time to both expose and oppose the evil. It has been a communist liberation revolution and 10 years, 10 levels of communist control and 10 stages of genocide. The past 16 years have been spent in community engagement in both the public and private sector and finding practical and biblical solutions to the humanitarian and economic crisis created by this ANC parliament. South Africa is not a democracy. It's a communist dictatorship, and it's also a failed state. The past 6 years have been spent in providing a museum of truth and a library of evidence that cannot be opposed, denied, disputed, or ignored. And the past 4 years have been spent in providing the infrastructure and national action plan to remove this communist hammer with the word of truth, the sword of justice, and the hammer of judgment, with the National Peace Commission. Now, our concerns and the people of the SADC Tribunal for Natural Justice, our concerns are that we need another CODESA, we need another Conference for Democracy. There is no separation of powers, and South Africa needs a Congress of the People, which must come from the nations of this country, and these must be capable and ethical people who want freedom from communist controls and perpetual war, violence, and terrorism. They will be appointed from the nations of South Africa as partners for democratic change. South Africa has a communist dictatorship, and we must restore that justice, the peace, the democracy, and the sovereignty which has been lost. The introduction to the National Peace Commission is that it was first initiated by the late Zulu monarch, King Woodville Zwelithini, in 2015, and embraced by the House of Traditional Leaders, 300, to restore that justice and the peace. It was launched in March 2019 with the Bato-Pele People First Peace Accord in Verulam at the William Carey World Missions and attended by the late Prime Minister Prince Gatsha Buthelezi. It was established as an SPV, a special purpose vehicle, as a civilian oversight to the Parliament and public sector. The National Peace Commission demanded oversight in 2019 to the Anti-Corruption Tribunal established by Cyril Ramaphosa and the 2018 State Capture Commission, and was ignored by the Office of the Department of Justice. The National Peace Commission demanded to be a civilian oversight to the COVID-19 military lockdown, house arrest of 65 million people, and closure of the economy and the destruction of the food security and the economy. So we want accountability at this stage. South Africa needs the nations to unite and establish the Congress of the People. We need a People's Court and a Congress of People to expose and oppose the evil. Now, South Africa needs the freedom, liberation, emancipation. So we will work with the United Cape States because they also want liberation and freedom. But South Africa needs that freedom. The evil is in the communist hammer and the communist liberation revolution and the 10 stages of genocide and the 10 communist controls in the past 30 years. The evil in the country is the control of the education and legal guns, religion and the churches, charity and welfare, and the class warfare is used to divide the people by race, by culture, by creed, and even by denomination in the church. They control the poverty and the debt through the banking institutions, and they control the media. Central control of the courts and banking, and they also have control of a justice system which is compromised, corrupt, and centrally controlled. South Africa needs to set the captives free. We need those partners for democratic change. And we need to reclaim our authority, restore the justice, and remove that centralized control and the poverty. There's been a declaration of war with military lockdowns, and we want to change that. We have to oppose it, and we have to remove these levels of control. And we need the People's Court, the Congress of the People, and partners for democratic change. Thank you very much.